Is that on the microphone?
Yes. Can everybody hear me nicely?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sorry.
So yeah, hi everyone. I'm really excited to share my story with you today. So in terms of introduction, both Kenyan and Irish. I became Irish in June 2022. Yay! This is a yay! And I'm obsessed with Irish chart music. So in terms of my career, I have had the pleasure of working for, some of the biggest tech companies. I've worked for Google, Facebook, Oracle, and TikTok in the last decade. I have grown from being an intern to a global sales program manager. So, in this sales program, basically just managing the revenue in these companies. And if you put together all of the revenue that I influenced, it will add up to more than $1 billion. I also have 2 master's degrees, one from Trinity Business School in digital marketing strategy, and one from HEC Paris in entrepreneurship and innovation. So what am I doing now? As Steve has mentioned, the Founders Program, but I just want to kind of get an idea. How many of you have heard of the Founders Program before? Just by a show of hands. Yeah, a couple of people. So I do have actually a slide describing what the program is about, so we can just read it. Founders aims to bring together Ireland's most exceptional talent and offer a network for these individuals to find a co-founder, build a startup, and pitch for $100,000 worth of investment. David just said how important it is to find a co-founder. And I think I found my co-founder, by the way, already in the program. So it actually does work. Yeah, we've been there for 4 weeks. And Patrick is in the room. Thank you for building this program for us. So what excites me about, being in this program is the questions that I get to ask myself every day. Am I ready to change the world? Am I ready to figure out a big problem and build a solution for it? Honestly, that's what I ask myself every morning. And here's the thing, it's about working with your co-founder. So I also ask myself every day, what can my co-founder and I do today to get closer to that goal? I was just telling my friend how it's so emotional, even sometimes when I'm saying goodbye, I'm like, bye. And I'm like, Esther, it's normal. Like, you'll see him again tomorrow. But it's such a passionate and fulfilling journey every day to be in it. And I don't know how to explain, but I just feel I'm in the right program and this is it. And I'm genuinely so grateful to be part of it. I probably touched on as well as to why I love it, but there's something that I prepared for you guys to explain this. So before I say why I love it, I want you to think about something you really want to do soon. Like, this is a thing I want to do. So I'll give you 10 seconds to think about it. Do you have it? Do you know what is something you want to do? Let's get to the next slide. Imagine being told you cannot do that thing for the next 8 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How old will you be after 8 years? Yeah? That was me. I couldn't do entrepreneurship for 8 years. Why? Because when I came to Ireland, I worked for all these big tech companies. My residency in Ireland was based on a work permit. I was not allowed to start a company because I'm only here to work for the companies that have brought me to Ireland. So I had to wait 8 years to become an Irish citizen, and coincidentally, it worked with the launch of the Founders Program. So this means a lot to me today because I'm doing what past me could not do. So I cannot take this for granted. The second thing is also what we are doing in the program, what they're teaching us. They always tell us, don't think small. If you even think small, it's worse for you. Think big. What can you do? How can you solve a global problem? Gosh, can you imagine being in such a space every day and people there to support you? You have mentors, they care about you. Yeah, I'm even getting emotional thinking about it, and I didn't even expect. It's just a wonderful place to be in, and I'm constantly grateful every day. And even my co-founder whom I work with, it's just the best. It's perfect. So how did I end up here? I'm going to tell you guys a story. You might wonder, why is she telling us all these things? But it will make sense. So about 13 years ago, my ex-boyfriend hurt me, and I wanted to make him regret. People usually say that success is the best form of revenge. So I thought, I should be successful, then I'll make him regret. So have that in your mind. So there's 3 contexts I want to share with you guys today. So the first context is 2 of my friends approached me. They were like, you know what, Esther, you post a lot online. We think that, if you start writing a blog, you might be very successful. So I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, give me the blog. Remember, I wanted an avenue to make my ex-boyfriend regret. So I thought maybe if I start a blog, I can be successful. So I said, sure, give me the blog. But I didn't even know what I was going to blog about. And then pack that. And then the last thing I want to share is, generally, I love helping people. It's like, honestly, it's my passion, whether it's people close to me or strangers. So in this particular incident, it was my sister. She was studying fashion. And I wanted her to start her fashion business. So I saved some money, for 30 days that I was getting pocket money from my family. And I wanted to give her some startup capital. So once I had that startup capital, I went home, grabbed my sister and took her to the tailor so that she can literally start her business. I was imagining, you could be the next Gucci. So while we were at the tailor's, we saw this old woman. That's why there's an old woman there on the screen. She was so old, she was so bent, I didn't even see her face, and she had some groceries. She looked like she was, from the market. She had tried to sell products, but she couldn't. So I felt really sorry for her, and I gave her all of the money that I had saved for my sister's business. So I felt good about myself because I prioritized her well-being over my sister's success. Remember that blog I was given? So I decided, let this be my first blog post, where I'm encouraging people, don't be a man of successes, be a man of value. This is actually a quote by Albert Einstein. It was such a hit. People loved it. I was like, wait, maybe this is my thing. Maybe I should blog about inspiring people. I should probably talk to successful people and ask them how did they get there. So that's how I started looking for successful people to interview. And the purpose of that lady in purple is I went to an event to find senior people to interview. And in that event, I did see Google, their stand, but I didn't pay attention to it. I did what I needed to do to the interview. I got amazing people to interview. So the next day anyway, when I was going to collect money for volunteering to being in this event, I was informed that Google is looking for an intern, a marketing intern. I always tell people I never knew Google was a big company. I actually applied because they were looking for a marketing intern, and that's my passion. So I applied. 30 days later, Google called me, and I did the interviews, and I got the job. And they were only looking for one person in the country. And later on that year, I ended up being named top 40 under 40 women in Kenya, and I'm still one of the youngest people to have ever been named on that list. So if you look back when you're joining the dots, how did I end up at Google? I honestly think it started with an act of kindness. Helping this old woman, it was inspiring. I penned my first blog post because of my passion of wanting to help people. And then trying to find even more successful people to interview, that included some stakeholder management. And just through all that process, somehow I ended up working in Google. And one thing I wanted to share with you, in my CV, the one that I used to apply to Google, I put the link to my blog. All of my Google interviews that I did were about the blog. We say you interviewed the CEO of this company. We say you did this. How did you do that? So I guess they were seeing some of the transferable skills that I can bring into Google. My advice to people, I was thinking about this, because there's so many things you can tell people. But this is definitely something I would tell my younger self. Don't lose faith in being a good person. I've worked for 10 years. It's not the longest time to work. But there were moments where I felt some people who look like they're pretty assholes are getting promoted. They look like they're moving ahead in their life. So I was thinking, so maybe is that the recipe to success? Do I need to step on other people? I don't want to step on other people. I was struggling, to be honest. I remember I want to keep my values, but sometimes I see as if values are holding you back. But I just decided to really believe in values. And to be honest, it's worked out for me. Like, I have a brand now, even in the tech industry. People know this is what Esther does. They know my passion. They know my skills. They know my work ethic. Don't give up. The story that I had here was, I was at the airport last year, and there was this lady. She had like a 2-year-old. The 2-year-old was crying hysterically, like crazy, like a lot. And a lot of people at the airport were looking at the baby and the mother in like, oh my God, so annoying. Could you like take care of your baby? Like, geez. So everybody was looking at her with like those bad eyes. And I was thinking, geez, man, if I was in that position, I'd feel so bad. So I took my laptop, put Cocomelon, and took it to the baby. Like, I literally crawled down to her, to where she was. And the baby stopped crying. We sat down, and the lady thanked me. She looked honestly really stressed out. I was like, yeah, it's cool, it's fine. I have nieces and nephews. I do this all the time. She asked for my name. I was like, I gave her my name. And I remember thinking, it's okay. You don't even need to know my name. I helped you because I wanted to help you. Anyway, so I gave her my name, and then she posted this on LinkedIn. And I was so shocked to see she's a vice president of a very big company. And I know if maybe one day if I ask her, hey, what's up? I'm looking for a job. Like, could you recommend me? I know she'll be more than happy. I'm not trying to say do good things so that people help you. All I'm just saying is just don't give up on being a good person. It will always lead you to where you need to go. Thank you.